Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to AskGolfNut channel and welcome to Caley X01T irons review. Now this review has been a long time coming. I first reached out to Caley, I think it was in July, and after a little bit of toing and froing, miscommunications and delays, I finally got my hands on a set of 01Ts. Now, if I look at some of the strike marks on here, I think the person who had them before me really needs the 01s, which are the full game improvement side. They do have a CB option as well. The technology inside this head, we have got a soft metal. I don't know exactly what the consistency of the metal is, what carbon steel it is, but it's a soft metal, but it is cast and it is hollow bodied. And contrary to what some reviewers have said in 2023, Caley themselves put out a product update information insert into their website to basically say that there has been some miscommunication and misinformation about what is inside these heads. Now, there are some reviewers out there that have said there is urethane in these heads and there is tungsten inside these heads. There is not. There is no tungsten, there is no urethane. The reason being is the fact that the information that was gained from the social team to go on their website and to the reviewers, etc., was built on the basis of a prototype iron. Now, in the many prototypes before the 01T retail version that you see here, there was a prototype one with urethane and tungsten, but in Caley's opinion, they didn't believe that there was enough performance gain and enough feel gain to justify the extra cost. There is custom options inside this from a point of view of shaft. As long as you like KBS, you've got the KBS Tour in some different flexes, and you've got the KBS Tour Light in different flexes. You have also got a graphite option as well, but bear in mind that will add £50 to the order. When it comes to the direct-to-consumer manufacturers, yes, you are going to be handcuffed a little bit on your shaft choice. Now, that's great if you like a KBS, but obviously there are many different shafts out there and many different bend profiles which will suit different golfers. So let's go get the simulator on and let's go see how the Caley 01T iron feels into a green. Simulator is now on. We are at Crosswater Golf Club. It's a par 3, hole 3 of 170 yards. Now, when it comes to the 01Ts, looks on this thing, we are talking about a medium to, well, I'll say medium top line. This is a player's distance iron, so we don't want to offend any of the players, and we also want to give the not quite players the confidence of slightly bigger sizes, but not too much. So yeah, top line is medium, and then the sole thickness again is medium thick. Blade lengths though are actually quite nice because of the fact they're quite squatted. They're 75mm, I think they are, from heel to toe, and so they are not the biggest. You've got P790s are bigger in their look, so this is a bit more of a squat design. The only thing I would say, and it is the grooves. They are possibly the shallowest grooves I think I have ever seen. I've got some very old, very worn golf clubs with deeper grooves than this. So the whole idea of grooves, for spin generation, yes, but not exactly how people think. People think obviously grooves are there to spin the golf ball. It's the roughness of the face which mainly gives the spin. The grooves are there to channel matter away. Very much so like a tyre on a car. The tread, as it goes through the water is channeled through the tyre tread and moves out the way so we can get a contact patch on the ground. And that's what these are for. These are the shallowest grooves I think I have ever seen on a golf club. It is ridiculously thin. Right, let's go give this one a hit. Down by the golf ball. Tell you what, there's not that much offset there. It does look a very attractive golf club to use. Not bad, slightly face open, but you'll take that one. But path, I'm guessing, was slightly across. As it always is at the moment, I need to work on my path, definitely. Yeah, path across, face is slightly open and slightly heely as well. 173 though, that's not too bad. Efficiency is 1.35, which is pretty good. I mean, 7 mil here, which is not a lot. 34 yards in the air and 48 degrees descent angle. It's working well. 173, not too bad considering. Now, I'd expect this to be out the screws, about 1.38 on its efficiency for a 30-degree lofted 7-iron. So, yeah, it's doing fine. Feel-wise, it's not the most ideal strike, slightly heely, but to be honest, I mean, it's cast and it's hollow bodied. I'm expecting this to be like a gun going off, and actually it's not bad at all. It's surprisingly, say, soft or quiet, but it's nowhere near what I was expecting it to be. It is much quieter than I was expecting it to be. It's a bit better job of the face. Still a little bit left, but that's fine. Efficiency is 1.35, just saw it on quad there. Path slightly across, face slightly closed. 4 mil high, 1 mil toe, so within reason, fairly close to middle. 33 yards in the air and 47 degrees descent angle. Launching at 17.8. It's not launching exactly what I'd expect it to launch. I want it to launch a fraction more than this for a 30 degree lofted 7.9. Be interesting to see when I whack this a load of times, not just a few times on here, just to try and get an understanding of how well it really works. And I'll try also to do this at different speeds, at a slower speed and a fairly normal-ish speed, to see how it works at different speeds as well. Because obviously many different golfers are going to be using these, or trying to use these, or thinking about using these, and they all don't swing at 90 miles an hour. So I'll take the speed down a little bit to see how well these work, and also do the forgiveness stuff. But feel-wise, it does actually feel really quite nice. Oh, that's a poor strike, slightly high, slightly toe. I could feel it. I can feel it. 4 and 4. Path is good, face is slightly closed. 5 and 4, nearly. That was close, 1 mil out. 32 yards in the air, 46 degrees descent angle, 1.33 efficiency, which is okay considering that was marginally chunky. Again, I'm trying to move my path and stuff, so my strikes at the moment aren't ideal. Feel, yeah, considering that's feeling quite nice. 32 yards in the air is not the highest. Again, 18 degrees of launch, which is not amazing, but it's going well. I mean, that's 46.4 degrees descent, and that's going to stop on any green. So, but this is a 7.9, and I'm swinging at 89 miles an hour, so not fully warmed up yet, but we'll have to look at that one though when it comes to doing this loads and loads of times to see how well it performs. That's a better go. I've got a feeling though my path and face might be a little bit across and open. Slightly low on the face, but pretty good. Yeah, path goes across slightly, face goes slightly open, 5 mil low, better strike. What's that doing now? 33 yards in the air, 47 degrees descent angle, 175. That's much more like the distance I'm expecting, 1.36. You're not going to get much more out of that. It'd be interesting to see how out the screws one you get, because I will be testing forgiveness, where I whack it all over the face and sort of test some extreme heels, some extreme toes, lows on the face, all the places which people do hit to see how forgiving this is, because obviously Caley do say how forgiving, how distance orientated and how flight and high and all this thing goes. So it will be interesting to see. But again, launch angle 17.4. I'd want this to launch around about the 19 or so degrees, 18, 19 degrees or so, because it'd be interesting to see about that tungsten. If they'd have put the tungsten in there, would have that made a big difference to initial launch? One last one, and then I'm going to go and hit this a load of times off of camera to test all the forgiveness, etc. Oh, shouldn't have hit that one. So bad. Ah, oh, low heel. Don't know, we can't finish on that one. I mean, it's a great result. But if you want to test low heel, there you go. 9 mil low, 14 mil heel. Yeah, that was one of me. And yeah, path and face weren't very good on that. Well, face was good, but path wasn't very good. Yep, we'll call that a, it got on the green. 25 yards in the air and 42 degrees descent angle. Not ideal, but that is from the strike. That's not fair on the golf club. That's me as I'm trying to change things. And it's, as you can see, I'm not the most consistent at the moment, shall we say. Right, one last one. Let's see if we can, oh, Matt. Give it another go. Let's concentrate on this one to see if I can actually get a half decent strike. Yeah, but blades face open a little bit. Much better strike. What I need to do is shut up more and just concentrate on hitting it. Path is 0, face is baby across, but slightly high toe, 3 mil high, 2 mil toes, nothing. It's done fairly well. 34 yards in the air and 47.9 degrees descent angle. Launching at 18.6 with 27 degrees aloft. We'll have to look at that one. I tell you what, it'd be interesting to see. I'm going to test this a load of times, obviously all around the face. I can hit it high, low, heel, toe, and all those weird and wonderful spots on extreme as well, but also test this at different speeds. Now, that's at 88 point something odd miles an hour. And so let's take 10 miles an hour off that. Let's go into the 70s and see how well these work. All around the face, forgiveness testing, multi-swing speed testing. What more can you want? Let's go see how the 01T from Caley X really gets on. Well, now I'll put the information up on the screen as best I can. There's obviously a lot of information on there, but you can see I've got two different data sets. I've got the red and the blue. The red is the 01T on the normal speed of 88 miles an hour, And then you've got the blue is a reduced speed of 78 miles an hour, so basically 10 miles an hour or so different. You can see the ball speed 119.4, launching at 18.4, which is not too bad. I mean, it could launch a bit more, I'll be honest, but it's okay. Spinning well though at 5.4, 5.428 is actually quite healthy for a 30-degree lofted 7.9. It's going 33 yards in the air, which is a little bit suppressed. It's descending at 46.9 degrees, which is okay, and carry at 172. But again, if I'm swinging at 88 miles an hour on the red, the carry is not necessarily the problem. It's just not quite as high and descending as steep as I would expect it to. If you then move obviously into the slow one, 106.4 miles an hour, this is for a 78 miles an hour swing speed, launching at 18.1, it's only 0.3 of a degree difference in loft, in launch. There'd be no, because just changing speed doesn't change launch, changing loft, etc. change launch, but yeah, we'll get into that in a sec. Spinning at 4.8, that's still okay, but remember this is a 7 iron. If you start going to 6 irons and then 5 irons, especially at this suppressed speed, it's going to be very close to having a lot of that spin going to be taken off if you ever go into the rough and get a bit of a low spinner from getting trapped, like grass being trapped between the club face and the ball. It's going 25 yards in the air and 41.7 degrees descent angle, so it is just functional with a 7 iron. Remember guys, when it comes to functionality, I personally like to see anything going into a green with 45 degrees or more. In reality, you don't quite need 45 degrees. 45 degrees is when you're coming into a properly hard green at summertime. In reality, in normality, you will find that anything between 40 and 45 will be absolutely fine. If you're going to go less than 40 degrees into the 30s, you are going to have pretty soft green to stop that going in. So as soon as it comes into the green, if it's under 40 degrees, it's the lap of the gods if it's going to hold the green or not. So it's going 151 yards carry, which is actually pretty good. That's a nice number for only a 78 mile an hour swing speed, but it's how it gets there. It's a little bit kind of ballistic missile trajectory. It's functional. It will stop on a green no problem at 41 degrees, but as soon as you go to that 6 iron, you're going to be in one of those. If you hit a 6 iron really well, chances are it will stop. If you don't quite hit the 6 iron great, catch it a little bit low on the face, then you might be finding that going out the back. But let's go look at the club head data. You can see the difference between them, 88.4 and 78.6. No real difference there apart from 10 miles an hour. We've got efficiencies 1.35, 1.35, and the attack angles within 0.1. Face to path, and it's been very small within 0.2, 0.6 is small numbers, and loft. The all-important loft within 0.2 of a degree, 28.8 and 25.8 and 25.6. So within 0.2 of a degree, and then strike, you can see very small amounts as well. If you go have a look at the ball and club compare, this is the best graphical representation so you can see what happens to flights. You can see that obviously the 7 iron at full speed, or say full speed, 88 miles an hour, the red line goes higher and descends steeper. As soon as you start taking speed off, you can see the distance changes, peak height changes, descent angle changes, etc. Strikes were, as you can see, very close, and all the other dynamics apart from speed were basically bob on too. And so you can see how affected you are when speed comes off. If you're a swinger of a golf club of 7 iron and you're in the low 70s, I would distinctly not be thinking of having 7 irons, because that will be going down into the 30-something degrees and you will not be holding greens. You're going to be spending all of your golf hitting short and running it in, and of course golf club designers, they make sure the courses are designed with bunkers at the front, etc. So there's always penalties for landing short. Right, let's go have a look at the forgiveness. And I've also captured some information from this when it comes to my MP20 6 iron. So mine's a blade and it's a 6 iron, same loft as the 01Ts. So we'll do that after this. So how do we know how this works when it comes to forgiveness? What we need to do is we need to capture one, write out the screws, hit really well, see what maximum efficiency you're going to get from this when you whack it straight out the middle. Now there's an interesting one on here. I've got a capture one here. It's 0 mil hill, 1 mil high. So within reason, perfect. Face and path. Face to path, very good. And loft is 25 degrees, 1.37. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Going 33 yards in the air and 46.4 degrees descent angle, which is not ideal. Again, launching at 18 degrees, it needs to launch more. I'm really thinking about that tungsten, which was in the prototype, which is not in the retail. And I understand to keep costs down, I do. And so if they'd have put the tungsten in there, etc., that would have then added to the cost. But with these, there's a reason why other manufacturers have put tungsten in as in a lot of tungsten, low as far down as they possibly can do. And that's to try and get that golf ball launching as high as it possibly can. And although it's doing okay, stopping on any green, I mean, that's maxed out. However, if you go to another one, and I caught this one, and when I started hitting shots, I was thinking that there were some shots working really well and some shots that I thought was going to work really well, but didn't really work great. And so I've captured one here, as you can see, 1 mil low, 2 mil toe, so really close to middle. Face and path again are very 0-0. I mean, loft is only within a degree, that is it, 1 degree, but 1.34. So you've gone from 1.37 straight out the screws, efficiency, bang for your buck, how much ball speed you get for clubhead speed, and then it goes down at 1.34. This is a brand new golf ball, so we're not talking it's an old golf ball and it can be breaking up inside. This is a brand new golf ball, and so it's not that. It's just interesting. I'm looking at all the different dynamics on there. I'm thinking yeah, I've just noticed that sometimes consistency wise, I'm getting some weird and wonderful results from this. And of course, obviously, because I've got quad and I can measure things down to the millimetre and the 10th of a degree, I'm not now thinking that it's me. You can actually physically measure it's the golf club, because the quad is measuring exactly the angles which I'm delivering. Quad doesn't care. Quad is unbiased. Quad doesn't know what golf club you're hitting. It's just measuring stuff. Let's go see how well it works out of the heel. So let's just take the 1.37 as the best, because the 1.34 is a bit of an anomaly. Anomaly? Anomaly. You know what I mean. 8 mil heel, 0 mil high, so just a standard normal heel shot. Face and path again 0-0, and 25 degrees aloft 1.36. As you'd expect 1.37 to be the best, and it's coming our way as you move off the heel. Still working really well though. That's a very, very good drop from just obviously 8 mils, only a small amount. If you then move more, 16 millimeters heel, 5 mil low. This is a distinct miss, 1.30. Which is not bad. We are losing 0.07 away from perfect, although depending on which perfect you're looking at, but we still are. But that's expected when you're moving 21 millimeters away from the middle, especially off the heel. Everything else is pretty good. Face and path and loft exactly the same. It's just decent. I mean, are these groundbreaking? No, they're not, but they work really quite well off of these weird and wonderful strikes. If you go low on the face, 10 mil low, 3 mil toe, so just a standard low on the face shot, 25 degrees aloft again, face and path are very 0-0 and 1.32. Drop 0.05 from perfect, or 0.02 from perfect, depending on which perfect you want to look at. This is the thing, but it's working really well. It's going 29 yards in the air and a 44.8 degrees descent angle, so it has gone past my 45 degrees, and this is a 7-iron. So again, it's launching at 17.5, spinning well, but it's the launch. I want it to launch more, even with a low on the face strike. If you catch a normal toe strike, 11 mil toe, 2 mil low, again, loft 25 degrees, efficiency is 1.33. Now this is a nominalized toe shot. You have to be aware it is a 2 degree open face. So whenever you have a face which is open, you're always going to increase deflection and reduce efficiency. Let's be honest about that. And in fact, if you then would be adding another 0.01 for that face, definitely. And so that's in real terms 1.34, which is really good for 13 millimeters gross off the middle. That's half an inch off the middle, and that is a very good result from a normalized toe shot. Right, if you go a bit more toey, let's go extreme toey, 24 mil toe, which is quite toey. Face and path again are very 0-0, and loft is at 25 degrees. 1.24 efficiency. This is the point of where we find that the 01T cries and says, no, please don't hit me there. The interesting thing that there are other golf clubs that are in the player's distance category that when you hit them at the same loft, when you hit them from this kind of area, does do better. And so I'm not saying in any way that the Caley X01T irons are bad from forgiveness. They're not. They do fairly well. It's just that they could do better from certain strikes. And again, I bring it down to the tungsten. If they'd have had the tungsten in there, it would be interesting to see what and how that would have transformed its forgiveness on especially extreme hits. Now, these are players' distance irons. These are not players' irons. So these are designed for people that still move around the face, and so they need the forgiveness that they're going to have from their game improvement irons, but they want something that looks a lot nicer. And I tell you what, it does look Very, very nice. So back to the information what I was saying before about I've captured some information against my MP26 iron, because I'm doing these tests and I'm thinking, well, it's just not launching how I'd expect it to launch from something like this design at 30 degrees. So I put it up against my 30-degree blade to see how the two worked, and got some interesting information which I'll put up on the screen now. The information here that you can see is the 01T 7 iron at my 88.4 miles an hour from the original test. And then obviously I put that up against the MP20 6 iron at very similar speeds. You can see the difference there is 1 mile an hour. So effectively the 6 iron's half an inch longer, and of course with a half inch longer you're going to gain a fraction more clubhead speed, but the information's on there anyway to see. So you have got the difference in ball speed. Again, a certain amount of that is definitely going to be because of the 1 mile an hour extra. We'll look at the efficiency side in a sec. So we got 119.4 against 121.5. Again, 1 mile an hour faster, you expect that. But launch, look, 18.4 against 19 degrees. The blade is launching it higher. The blade is launching it higher than the player's distance iron. Now, a blade with the center of mass is got a center of gravity higher on a blade than what a game improvement iron, or especially a player's distance iron, because obviously you've got room in that hollow bodied head to center mass as low as possible to drag the center of gravity down. Yet it's a strange thing that the blade is actually launching higher. We'll look at the loft in a sec to see if I'm effectively cheating. Spin is within 150 or so, so again, within reason, exactly the same. But look at the peak height difference. The blade's going 36 yards in the air, and the peak height of the 01T is going 33. Again, 47.9, 46.9. So the blade, and it's obviously hitting it 4 yards further, but a certain amount of that obviously is because I'm swinging it 1 mile an hour faster. Again, got to be honest. But it's how it gets there. You can see distinctly the peak height difference and the descent angles difference in a blade. We are not talking about I've just whacked a game improvement iron in this one and tried to basically, no, this is a blade. These are my golf clubs. Let's have a look at the clubhead data quickly. You've got 88.4 miles an hour for the 01T, and then for the MP26 iron, you've got 89.4. Again, slightly longer shaft, so you're going to gain that slight difference. But look at efficiency, 1.35, 1.36. I'm getting more efficiency out of my blade than I am the player's distance iron. And then you look at the attack angle, 3.8 to 3.1, 0.7 of a degree, 0.1 of a degree when it comes to club life, 0.3 of a degree when it comes to face. It's nothing. Then you look at loft. I'm actually delivering 0.1 of a degree less loft with my blade, though it's launching 0.6 of a degree higher, which then gives that extra launch and want to go. And now, of course, we're gaining a mile and 2 miles an hour or so because of the extra club head length or club shaft lengths. But you can see the difference. Again, I've got strike and everything on there, so you can compare if you wish. I'm also looking at the screen there. I'll transfer over to the ball and club compare screen so you can physically see what the differences are. Now, okay, I've only hit 5 or 6 shots with my MP26 iron just to get an understanding, because I know my MP26 iron anyway, and so don't look at the dispersion rings on the right hand side. That is an unfair example of just what the differences are. I am obviously hitting a lot of shots with the 01Ts. Now, the performance is interesting and the forgiveness is interesting. What I'm finding, and I've got to be honest, there could be, these are not brand new golf clubs. So there may be a chance that I have got a inconsistent head, which I'm moving around the face a little bit, and I'm finding they're within reason, because I can obviously measure things to its infinite degree with quad, shots which I'm expecting to do a certain thing and they don't. And again, it's just so it's just not getting the ball speed on certain shots, even though you move a millimetre or two across from the face and deliver them very, very similarly. And obviously when it comes to forgiveness does really quite well all around the middle of the face. Heel especially, the Caley X Irons 01T out the heel is really, really good. If you're going to hit something really toey, yeah, like it doesn't like massive toe shots at all. You saw that, the efficiency jumps down straight away. It goes back again to the tungsten. I do feel that if Caley had probably put that tungsten in there, it would have definitely added to its dynamics. It would have added a little bit of launch, and it would have added a little bit of peak height, etc. And that would make it much more functional. Going by doing the slow swing speed testing that you can see that we did on the results, it doesn't take much before you start running out of functional use of distance and flight coming to a green very, very quickly. And we are talking at 7 iron. You've still got 4, 5 and 6 in the bag doing, well, I don't know. This is the problem when it comes to the direct-to-consumer manufacturing stuff is the fact that you are buying 4 to pitching wedge. If you could choose, and this is one thing I would say to Caley, if you can give the golfer the option of 7 to pitching wedge or 6 to pitching wedge or something like that, it would be a much better option. But on the whole, Caley is a great looking iron, one of my favourite players distance irons because it just looks so blade like. It feels really good for a iron which is cast and full-on hollow body, so it does feel really good. It's just the performance side of things and the consistency and the forgiveness side of things a little bit, which I'm not quite 100% certain on, with its flight being a bit low and stuff like that. But that's all down to my findings. Again, I've got all my clubhead data on there so you can see. So again, I'm not just saying it without putting any form of proof and verification up on the screen. So hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up. YouTube liked it, so do I. And down there is a subscribe button. It's great for the channel. It's free. So if you could subscribe, thank you. And next to that is a bell icon. That's notification bell. If you click that one, that will let you know next time I upload another video. So I hope you will, and we'll see you again soon.